and what was working so well?
I felt great. I really just reminded myself that, again, why I'm here, what I'm doing, and at the end of the day that I love it. I'm thankful I'm healthy for another year to compete. Had a lot of injuries after taking 7 months off coming back. So to be here, to be healthy, it's amazing. And my coaches, Valentino, Charles, Eric, Andy Galpin, I think there's like 20 of the people that are missing. My sponsors, Sunkiss, the NYCRTC, the Berries, you know, Kim, Art, Andy Bart, everyone that's just pouring into different programs throughout the U.S. and supporting me and Valentina and this journey is amazing. You know, Terry Steiner with the women's program and trusting me to take time off when I needed it and to come back when I was ready. I'm just really grateful for everyone's support.
That foot sweep right off the bat, did you think about it? Did you just feel it? Did you not even?
I don't think about anything I do, so I just hit what I feel is there, and that was there, and that was awesome. I thought I was really hoping to get a pin because I just like tore my thumb again, so I'm like, oh, let's just end this now. But it was fun to wrestle. It was really fun.
That was my next question. What was initially wrong with it, and then when did that happen today? I saw you grabbing it.
I tore my UCL, but it's like rolled back inside. So, but I don't know. It definitely just. I was like, it's not in the position it's supposed to be in right now, but it's okay. It's wrestling.
How does it feel? Is it like very painful?
I mean, I'm like, I got, what do you call it, endorphins right now, so I'm just happy. Like, whatever, I'll deal with it later. So.
Do you want to keep going up in weight, Helen? Do you want to just keep winning?
No, I'm not trying to buy new clothes anymore. No, this is you know, it's not that I, you know, went up or went down. I mean, really, the weights change, and that's not in my control. So I was 55, so I was always an Olympic weight, and then when they changed it, I'm like, well, just because you guys changed it doesn't mean I can change my body that fast. So I gave myself a couple of years to get down to 53. By the grace of God, it worked out, because now going 58, I realized that was like 53 is just really just all by the grace of God. And now 58's it's the Olympic weight, but I hear that they're changing it. So, you know, what am I, you know, who knows what I'll be wrestling next year. It probably will be a different weight, so.
If you could pick the weight, what would it be?
I like, you know, 57, 56. I don't know. I mean, I was like, 53 is the worst weight ever. Why would they choose 53? It's not ideal for me. And then when I went 53, I'm like, you know what? Actually, this is the best weight for me. Like, I could just sneak in there. So it was big enough to keep muscle mass, but just doing everything right, I was still able to touch down, make the weight. And now they're going to a 2-day format, and I'm like, well, that's perfect now that I'm bumping up and not cutting anymore. So, you know, it's one of those things. You just, if you love the sport, you'll find a way to make it work. The weight stuff, I mean, I joke around, I'm like, my body's like Play-Doh, you know, just shape it to whatever weight class I need to be.
You didn't give up any points. Did that cross your mind in the finals that you might possibly give him some points? I
thought about it after semis, and I'd heard, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, but that's not a goal, you know. I think you can, you know, I've heard a quote that I like. It's discernment isn't knowing the difference between right and wrong, it's the difference between right and almost right. So it's not a bad thing to want to go for attack, but when that is my focus, well, I might miss out on some other stuff. And if I have to wrestle smart to win a 1-0 match, I'll do that. I'm not gonna get greedy or cocky just to, I don't know, what, put another tech on the board. I mean, I'm about, you know, glorifying God and in that process winning, so.
Do you think about legacy much?
No, I think I think about day to day what impact I'm making. So, you know, you can look at records or 3 world titles, but I have to live each day holding myself to a certain standard with the failures, with setting goals of the type of person or character I want to be, and I fail that all the time. So I don't think about legacy. I think for each day is hard enough as it is. I mean, if you set big enough goals with the type of person you want to be, the type of character you want to have, I mean, I could set a goal that I just want to be patient throughout the day, and that's like mission impossible. For 24 hours, it's like mission impossible not to snap on something, especially when you're cutting weight. So, you know, the wrestling adds up. Again, I know I'm doing it. If that ends with, you know, 10 world titles or 3 or whatever it is, you know, I'm just thankful to just keep doing what I love and to do it for the right reasons.
You outscored people 52-0 today. What will keep you moving forward? What will drive you to keep moving forward?
God, having good coaching, a good team, being healthy. So Valentine always says compete happy, compete healthy. So I'm really thankful I got to do that today. I think Valentine and my strength coach and my nutritionist and everyone part of my team, they peaked me. You know, they got me peaked for this tournament. I felt great. I really don't even feel like I need to take time off. And at first I was like, ooh, did that mean I didn't do enough? Because after Rio, I was like counting down the days before Rio, like don't focus on vacation after. But I was so overwhelmed and tired. And so for this, I'm like, man, I love this. Like, I could do this all over again. So again, I think coaches, everyone picked me perfectly. So.
Helen, you're so focused, and I'm sure you probably don't care who you wrestle, but was there any disappointment you didn't get to wrestle Icho?
Well, Icho didn't enter the tournament. I really wanted to wrestle Pavlova. I thought that'd be really awesome. I think she got injured early on. I don't know exactly what happened. But again, I mean, every match is tough. So I mean, you don't know who's gonna throw what at you, and that's wrestling. It's an awesome sport.
You prepared for Yoshida last year. We know quite a bit. Were you preparing for Pavlova at all?
I did prepare for Pavlova. I did for her and just some of the other girls. You just kind of look through everyone. I'd say this year more than anything. I mean, I remember after Rio, it was about 2-3 months, and I talked to Valentina. I was like, look, I want to go live overseas for a couple months, step away from wrestling, go back to school. And he's like, just be prepared that you might not win Worlds this year. And I was like, I really do recognize that, and I'm okay with that. Because it's a 4-year process, and if that's what happens, then my focus is 2020, and if this is what I need to do this year to be ready for those next 3, fine. And obviously coming back taught me a lot about not rushing back into things, getting injuries, this and that, and stressors that I probably didn't need. But once we set the goal, like, hey, let's win the 2017 Worlds, it was just go, go, go. So again, I probably didn't prepare as much opponent-wise, but it was more just like, hey, for 4 years, you don't know who's going to be in your bracket in 2020. Let's just learn some wrestling. So.
A year ago, at this point, you were an Olympic champ. All the craziness that comes with it. At this point this year, how satisfying is it? Given your journey this year, it's not been an easy journey for you this year. It's been a lot of changes, a different journey than perhaps you've ever had as the Olympic champion.
Yeah, this has definitely been a very difficult year, growing-wise, adjusting this new role of you're this reigning champion, and what does that look like, and what do people expect from you? Or it's just a different dynamic now, and I have to adjust to a lot of that. And so I think this Worlds is really special for me because, Olympics, it was like, well, maybe I just, I heard people say everything in the book, maybe I just had a good day, or maybe, this or that. And so to be able to say, well, 3 years in a row, I've achieved the goal that I set, and I know that's because of God, and again, the team of coaches that I have. So this was really special to me, because it was like, oh, I didn't just go to Rio, do things right there, and then come back and like everything crashed and burned, and so this was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure, especially because things were a little bit differently, obviously. You're not going to have the same focus the year before the Olympics as you are the year after, where you're just kind of a little more laid back. And there were times where I'm like, oh, does this mean I'm being lazy? Am I slacking? But no, I really have to trust that this is what this year has to be. And not lazy, but just, being laid back, like really just relaxing after practice. So this is really important for me to come here and see that you can still achieve your goals.
We've seen so much growth in your wrestling over the course of the last 3 years, year by year by year. How can you improve upon this? Where can you get better?
I think the words of Kaori Icho, she said, her goal was to make make a perfect 6-minute match. And I know Tanya Ranik said before, they asked why did she keep wrestling through 3 Olympic cycles, and it's, you love wrestling and there's always something to learn. So I think the cool thing about wrestling, like, you can think that you perfected a single, but then you have a tall opponent, you have a short opponent, you have a stocky opponent, or you just get someone that's got like some style that you can't even replicate. Like, you look at the Nigerian girl. I wrestled her in Baku, and I won, but it was a tough match, and there wasn't any way to prepare for her. There wasn't anyone with her body type or her style, and so just cool stuff like that. Like, there's always something to love and enjoy and to learn from in wrestling. So I think that's going to keep me motivated.
You had like a 6-7 month media tour, the longest. Not about the whole thing was media tour, but you took time off. You did crazy media. I think I was with you when you started working back out again.
Oh yeah.
Was it ever like a question of, am I going to go this year? Like, am I physically ready? You've never taken that much time off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, tore this labrum, like this knee, this ankle, like, was going on fire at the end of practice. Like, there were all these little things, and then just stuff. I mean, mentally at one point it was like, I always say, I'm like, I'm not a robot, so the mindset that I needed to check into Rio, like, that took a long time to develop, and it came from this habit of like putting myself in that mindset day in, day out, and then eventually it becomes automatic. But when you get out of that mindset, I mean, same thing. I didn't walk in closing ceremonies because in my mind, I didn't want to get sick, I have to do this, I have to make sure I get my sleep, and then I look back now and I'm like, why didn't I just check out, relax, like, the tournament's done, I can do whatever I want. And but it took me probably about a month to a month and a half after Rio to like relax, like to, I mean, it was really difficult. And then you get in relax mode, you're in relax mode for 6 months, and that took so long to get back into training mode. Like, again, it's just habits, the habits that you set, and so it was very, it was so difficult. It was really hard getting back in. Like, I will never take that much time off again if I plan to keep wrestling. It's just, I don't know what the benefit, I mean, I was like, yeah, I just need it, it'll be good. It was good, I don't regret it. Obviously, it's working out right now, but I mean, I just don't ever want to do that again. So.
I was making 58 versus 53.
Amazing, no plastics, like didn't have to cut weight in the morning. I like walked over, like, oh, 0.1, I'll just jump in the sauna, 10 minutes. Oh, I'm sweating, amazing, like great, get on the scale, weigh in, it's amazing. And then, yeah, I was joking with Valentine, like I can wrestle another 8 years if we do this. So, yeah, it's awesome. I love what I do.
Helen, the Olympics gave you a platform to touch a lot of lives, young lives. What was the coolest thing that happened in the last year from the standpoint of a little girl maybe coming up to you at a camp or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's been really amazing. I don't think there's like one thing, or it's not necessarily an event, but it's just been really amazing to just talk to girls. Like, I'll go somewhere and I'll talk, but then they come up to you one-on-one and they start talking to you about something, and it's like in their voice, like, oh, what you're saying, you're listing some accomplishments, but you're prepping me for something. But really, like, I recognize that because I used to see that in myself a lot when I was younger, where I would say, yeah, I was getting second here, I got third here, but really it's coming from this fear of like, well, why am I not getting first? And so I'll just kind of just talk to them about it and be like, hey, I feel like maybe you feel this way, and I just want you to know, like, I used to go through that. And what you see of Helen the last 3 years, like, that wasn't Helen for the last 17 years. And it's just cool, you know. Everyone's got their platform. I came from a lack of confidence and anxiety and just being really emotional, and you don't really see that from the guys that often. So to be able to tap in and talk to people about emotions and confidence and fears and stuff like that, like, that's what I love, because that's what I struggled with for so long. And I think God's given me that platform because I spent the last 4 years, from 2012 to 2016, kind of silently working on my own. You know, I didn't want to tell anyone what actually went on in my head or what mental approach I was trying, because I'm like, they'll think I'm crazy. But I'm like, God, I feel like you're telling me to go this route. I trust you. And then I kind of started working. I'm like, well, I still don't want to tell anyone because it's still kind of crazy. And then after I won, I'm like, you know what, let me just kind of share more of myself. And it's just been amazing to see, like, oh, that helps so much, or I relate to that. And that's really cool. I love that part. So.
Good. You got